Okay, so you guys sent us this article, and, well, it's pretty wild, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something.
It's about federal employees in South Florida,
Right.
and more specifically TSA agents down there at Fort Lauderdale Airport.
Uh-huh.
We are diving deep into this story to uncover what's really going on here
Absolutely.
and what it means for those involved and for all of us, really.
For sure.
This article is from CBS Miami,
Okay.
published February 24th, 2025, just a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And the title is South Florida Federal Employees Face Job Uncertainty After Paycheck Justification Demand.
Catchy.
Yes, they're being told to justify their paychecks.
It sounds straightforward, like on the surface, but the way they're doing it
Right.
and what could happen to these people is
Yeah.
causing a lot of issues.
So let's start with that email.
Okay.
The one that's demanding the employees justify their paychecks.
Right.
It came from the Office of Personnel Management,
The OPM.
the
Yeah.
OPM.
Right.
And it asked employees to detail 5 tasks they completed the previous week.
Hmm.
Pretty simple, right?
Yeah, I mean, 5 tasks, you'd think you could come up with 5 things.
Yeah, exactly.
But the deadline was midnight on Monday.
Oh, wow.
So they didn't give people very much time to respond.
That's not a lot of time.
No, not at all. And on top of that, adding to this pressure,
Uh-huh.
Elon Musk.
What?
Yeah, Elon Musk tweeted that anybody who didn't comply with this would be considered to have resigned.
Oh, my goodness.
He's involved in some kind of government efficiency initiatives these days.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
really putting the pressure on.
definitely.
Talk about a high-stakes situation, right?
Big time.
And this article really captures how anxious these federal employees are.
I bet.
Especially down there at Fort Lauderdale Airport.
Right,
They're really feeling it. And there's this quote in the article from John Hubert.
Okay.
He's a 20-year veteran of the TSA. And he says, everyone in the federal government thinks there's a target on their back now.
Man, that's a powerful statement.
It is.
It really sums up how these people are feeling.
Yeah, they're scared.
This isn't about accountability. This is about making people afraid.
And the legal basis for all of this is, well, it's questionable at best.
Yeah, it's shaky.
It's not clear if the OPM even has the authority to do this.
Right, to demand that people justify their work like this, or
Right.
to say that if you don't comply, it's the same as quitting.
Right. So what happens if somebody just decides not to comply? Are they really out of a job?
Well, that's where it gets even more tricky.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the article quotes this South Florida labor lawyer named Mark Derkowitz,
Okay.
and he says that employees are stuck.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because if they go along with it,
Uh-huh.
they could file a grievance later, a formal complaint.
Yeah.
But if they refuse, they could be accused of insubordination.
So they can't win.
And it's even worse for people who are on probation, like still in their trial period,
Right.
because they don't have as many legal protections.
So they're totally stuck.
Yeah, between a rock and a hard place.
And this isn't just an inconvenience for these people.
Right.
This could really impact airport security,
Absolutely.
especially with so many people traveling these days.
Yeah, travel has been way up.
Yeah.
And, the article quotes Hubert again.
Uh-huh.
He says, travel has increased dramatically. We can't afford to lose staff.
Right.
Think about what would happen if there aren't enough TSA agents.
Oh, man.
Because they didn't list 5 things on an
It
email.
would be chaos.
Huge lines, delays,
Yeah.
maybe even dangerous.
It's a recipe for disaster.
Totally.
The article does mention that some federal unions are advising their members to just ignore this email.
Good for them.
They're saying this whole thing isn't even legal.
Yeah, they're pushing back, which is great.
It'll be interesting to see how this plays out in the courts.
Definitely.
It's not just a Florida thing either.
What do you mean?
Well, the article talks about how the Florida Governor Ron DeSantis
Okay.
just cut like 740 state jobs.
Wow.
And he's been putting a lot of pressure on state employees, too. It seems like people who work for the government are being scrutinized more and more these days.
Yeah, it's a trend.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener?
Well, I mean,
We've got this demand for people to justify their paychecks,
right.
which might not even be legal.
Yeah.
Workers are scared they're going to lose their jobs.
Uh-huh.
There are going to be lawsuits.
Uh-huh.
And important services like airport security might be disrupted.
It's a mess.
It really is.
It shows how tough it is to balance efficiency with workers' rights.
Right.
And this situation really shows how little power these federal employees have.
Yeah, especially the ones on probation.
Exactly. They're being told to do something that might be illegal.
And they can't really do anything about it.
It's not right.
This is definitely something to think about.
For sure.
So if it's so important to make government more efficient,
Right.
where do we draw the line?
That's the question, isn't it?
How do we balance the need for accountability with the rights of the people who work for the government?
Especially the people who have these really tough and essential jobs.
It's a tough question.
Yeah, there's a lot to think about.
There is.
All of us.
Well said.
Thanks.
That's all the time we have for today.
Okay.
But this is a conversation that needs to continue.
I agree.
We need to figure out how to make government work better.
Definitely.
without treating employees unfairly.
Absolutely.
So keep thinking about this, everyone.
And let us know what you think.
We'll see you next time for another deep dive.
See ya.